On this edition of the Local Lap, we'll travel to Slinger, Wisconsin and the historic Slinger Superspeedway, where we'll visit with many of the track's racers, both past and present. Bill Holland will keep us in the groove, and second-generation late model standout Josh Wallace will be in studio. Plus, we'll debut a new segment, the Local Lap Extra, this week featuring Sprint Car Ace BK Brian Christan.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Hayes, driver of the 09 Sport Mod, and the Local Lap begins now.
The Local Lap is brought to you by Tri-City National Banks. Large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Visit any of the 44 bank branches serving Southeast Wisconsin and let them help you with all of your banking needs. Visit tcnb.com. And by QPS Employment Group. Whether you're looking for work or looking for talent, QPS is your staffing solution. Visit us at qpsemployment.com. Dean Strom with the Local Lap at Reunion Night at the Slinger Superspeedway. And when you talk about Reunion Night at Slinger Superspeedway, there's always one name and one car that comes out. Willie Gaden. Willie, welcome to the Slinger Superspeedway Reunion Night. You had so much success here in your racing career. What's it like to be back here on Reunion Night?
Well, it really feels good to come back here, even just to watch the cars run, and especially for Reunion Night. And I enjoy it. And really, the sponsor for tonight is the U.S. Army. I thank them for having us and for all the soldiers in service.
This is, we're standing by one of the old-time modifieds. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this car that you raced successfully for so many years?
Well, me and two of my pit men decided to build a modified, and we had everything just kind of planned what we're going to do. And on Valentine's Day, we took our women out, our wives, and we said, don't part us now till racing season. And come racing season, we had it done, painted, ready to go.
And it went over okay?
And everything looked good, and everything turned out good.
It's not a race car, but it's a replica of a race car, and it's street legal. Miles the Mouse Melia's replica. Gene Twister, it took you 3 years to build this car. Tell us about it.
Correct. It took 3 years to build a car, but I didn't work on it very steady. I worked on it like you would go golfing, maybe on the weekends I worked on it, but I didn't feel like working on it, I didn't work on it. But it's a replica of what Mouse drove back in the 50s. And the reason for the number 15 on is that number was on his midgets when he quit driving midgets. So he put number 15 on all the stock cars. And later on, they went with a point system, and farther up the ladder you went, that was the number that you had the next year. And this is just a replica with booger bars on. I cut the fenders open, got a roll cage, I made the dashboard, something like you would see in a race car.
Street legal car, I would imagine driving this thing down the road, you get some looks, I would imagine.
Yes, we turn a lot of heads.
And one of the most recognizable names in all of the state of Wisconsin when it comes to reunion-type racing is Miles the Mouse Melius. And Miles, welcome to the Local Lap, back here at the Slinger Superspeedway where you had so much success over the years. How is it to come back here on Reunion Night?
It's fun to meet all the old guys are here. There's a lot of them here tonight.
A lot of guys here tonight, and a lot of success and a lot of bench racing that goes on. Do these stories grow over the years?
Oh, I think some of them do, yeah. I try not to lie all the time.
You started racing in the 40s in the midget cars,
Yep.
switched to the modifieds in the 50s, and quickly you got a nickname. There were so many nicknames, and you were the Mouse.
Yep.
How did that come about?
That was from a guy that raced midgets against me. The first day out, I raced at Sun Prairie, my first race. I helped build a car 2 years before that, and then finally I said, if I can't drive it, I'm going to quit going. I took it to the races because the guy that owned the car was a cop, and he had to work on Sunday. So I take the car, race the car to Sun Prairie, or wherever it had to go, and he finally let me drive it. And the first day out, I got third in the feature. And then, of course, this guy, he was in the race. He was from Milwaukee. But most of the guys were from Milwaukee or Chicago. He's the guy that gave me the name.
He said you could fit through some holes, right?
Yeah, he said the last thing he said was you get through holes that nobody else gets through, so we're going to call you the mouse. So that was it.
And it stuck all these years.
It stuck.
You raced 7 times a week, and tell us about juggling work along with racing.
Yeah, I used to take the car along to work in the morning, and when I got done at night, I'd go through my automobile, and if there was time to sleep, I slept. Otherwise, I didn't. I'd go right back to work the next day and do the same thing. So,
well, you've had a great career. Hope you have fun tonight here at Reunion Night, and thanks for joining us.
You bet. I see guys here tonight that I haven't probably seen for a couple of years again. You know? There's a lot of old drivers here tonight.
The great racing tradition at Angel Park Speedway will live on. Since 1946, it's been a proving ground for midget auto racing, and racers throughout the country know it's tough to beat someone who races at Angel Park Speedway on a regular basis. Thanks to CW Promotions in Milwaukee, that tradition continues, and Chris Wilkie joins us now. And Chris, tell us about the exciting news about you guys taking charge.
Well, we've established a position at Angel Park Speedway to bring midget racing back to where it used to be. We have 5 events this year with USAC. We're going to start off on July 3rd and 4th as a doubleheader. Hoping everyone can come out there and bring the tradition back to the racetrack.
And Chris, for you, I know it's a passionate thing. Your family's been involved for so long, and you really want to make a difference, and it started for you at a very young age.
Yeah, I've been going to that racetrack since I can remember. I've been making racetracks in the dirt up in the stands, and I hate to see racing stop there, so I saw an opportunity to do what I like to do, and I want to help bring the fans the same experience I had my entire life watching my family race there for years and years. So hopefully I can help continue tradition there.
And the racers certainly will bring that tradition and the racers back and the fans back to Angel Park Speedway.
Stay connected with where we're going next. Log on to www.thelocallap.com. When we come back on The Local Lap, Bill Holland will keep us in the groove, so stay tuned.
The Local Lap is brought to you by Plymouth Dirt Track, bringing you affordable family fun and entertainment. Racing starts at 6 p.m. each and every Saturday evening. For upcoming events, visit their website, PlymouthDTR.com. By Full Throttle Magazine, around Wisconsin's racing scene, giving it the coverage it deserves. Visit WapakaNow.com. By Super Shocks, shocks that deliver proven winners. Log on to Supershocks.com. By Big Game Tree Stands. Until you've hunted out of a big game tree stand, it's hard to know the meaning of rock solid. To find a tree stand that fits your needs, visit their website, BigGameTreeStands.com.
Spring, summer, fall, winter, or racing season. Any season is the right season for Rapina's Secret Seasoning. Order your secret seasoning at rapinas.com. Stay connected with where we're going next and more. Log on to www.thelocallap.com. Each week, our own Bill Holland gives us an in-depth look at regional short tracks, series, and drivers that help make up the local scene. Let's ride along with Bill as he keeps us in the groove.
On Sunday nights, you'll find 18-year-old Camp Douglas driver Cardell Potter at Slinger Speedway, wheeling the number 58 Super Late model.
This is our second full season here at Slinger, driving for Mr. and Mrs. Dahmer. And we're running a Super Late model, so having a lot of fun, learning a lot. This is quite the track to come to. It's a real fast quarter mile, a lot of banking, and a lot of learning goes on here.
Like many young drivers, Cardell Potter is chasing his dream.
My goal would be to make a start in one of the top 3 of the NASCAR series. You know, that's something I'd really like to do at some point. You know, I'd like to get the opportunity just to try it out, you know, and see where things could go from there.
At age 18, Cardell Potter is showing a lot of promise in his 3rd season as a Super Late model driver. but in the world of ice oval snowmobile racing, he is already world class, having qualified for the famous World Championship Snowmobile Derby in Eagle River when he was only 16 years old. In January of '09, Potter surprised the snowmobile racing world by winning a USSA Pro Champ final in Plymouth, Wisconsin, by far the biggest win of his young career. 1 week later, Cardell raced his way into the World Championship final in Eagle River. Only 12 drivers take the green flag in ice oval racing's biggest event.
Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. Everybody, you know, wants to run in the World Championships, and that's the place to be. And you know, we'll have a little work to do this summer, you know, on the side of our late model stuff. We got to go to work on the snowmobiles and get those ready, so hopefully we can contend for the World Championship this year.
The sled racing is a little bit more dramatic for me, a little bit more nerve-wracking because there's not as much around him to protect him physically. Car racing, a little bit nerve-wracking, but I know that the protection around him is so much better, it's a little bit easier for me to watch.
Yeah, I always thought driving snowmobiles, you know, they seem to be all right in that, and I thought I could take some of that knowledge over into stock cars, but they're nothing alike. You know, there's really so much different, and you just got to adapt from one to the other.
With a young driver who's literally racing year-round, I'm Bill Holland in the groove on the Local Lap.
We're joined in the Local Lap studios by Josh Wallace, a second-generation racer that's really had some success, and no matter where he runs. Tell us about how it all got started for you, Josh.
Well, back in when I was 12, 13, I used to pit for my dad because that was the thing that we all did. And then when 2003, he let me drive his super late model, and then he was winning the championship at that time, so I had he backed me down out of it, and then he's like, he got me a limited late model motor, put it in his other car, and we started in 2004 practicing, and then we finally started racing.
You mentioned your dad's been such an integral part of what you get to do in race. When you get a chance to race against him in a super late, what's that like?
It's interesting because he's not like the other competition. I want to beat him because he's my dad, and he's the one that I look up to.
Without getting into specifics, tell us about some of your recent runs here in 2010 with the super late.
Well, Mother's Day we won the feature, and then 2 weeks ago we got fast time. And I've been in the top 5 pretty much every night besides when we've had bad luck.
Josh, thanks for joining us here on the Local Lap. Slinger Super Speedway bills itself as the world's fastest high-bank quarter-mile paved oval. Let's check out the highlights.
Super late models are the main attraction at the Slinger Super Speedway, and they are a beautiful sight as they sit trackside awaiting the command of fire engines on reunion night, presented by the U.S. Army. And we have a special treat for you, an in-car camera mounted on the number 72 of Randy Schuler. Brad Keith in the number 48 and Slingers Mike Egan lead the 19-car field down to the green. The green flag is out and we are racing. Brad Keith gets an early edge, but at the stripe it's a virtual dead heat. Andy Schuler and Tommy Hermatka also run side by side as if they're still on the pace lap. That's Brad Dahmer in the black number 45. 2 laps complete and they're still door-to-door up front before Egan edges ahead as the pair charges up the back straightaway. Egan is a former winner here at Slinger, while Brad Keith splits his time between the super late models and the late models. Again, Egan inches ahead, while behind him Schuler tries to make the outside groove work and get around Ramatka for good. Brad Keith really drives the car hard down in the corner, and there may have been slight contact between he and Egan. But down into corner number 1, no doubt about it, as Keith has the car get out from under him and collects Egan before the duo comes to rest in corner number 2. Keith is done for the night, while Egan rejoins the chase from the rear of the field. Back under green, and it's Schuler who inherits the lead, but he has a mirror full of current championship point leader Lowell Bennett. Bennett is in the 2 machine. That second-generation racer, Josh Wallace, in the number 8. He closes in on the battle for second between Bennett and Dahmer. Laps at the Slinger Superspeedway go by quickly. These drivers qualify in the mid-11 second bracket. Once again, it's Wallace making a charge, getting under Dahmer, but look who has worked his way up into the 5th spot. Dennis Prunty in the blue number 42. Prunty will also work under Dahmer as Dahmer gets stuck on the outside and falls all the way back to the 6th spot before getting back in line. The leaders work past Vincent Mary in the number 55 and put another lap in the record books. Randy Schuler has just one super late model feature win to his credit, but it was a biggie, winning the spring opener at Slinger in 2009, while Bennett is the two-time and defending track champion. Lap after lap, Bennett dogs Schuler, but the 72 is up to the challenge. Will this be the night that the Mequon, Wisconsin driver scores win number 2? Well, Bennett has different plans and shoots to the outside of the leader, giving Schuler the preferred inside lane. Up the back straightaway, Lightning Lowell gets a great jump and forges into the lead. The field is put back under yellow, this time for a spin by rookie Austin Lutke. The laps are winding down as we get ready to go back to green. 2 wide restarts and Bennett chooses the inside lane, giving the outside to Dennis Prunty. And at the drop of the green, Prunty pounces on Bennett and grabs the top spot. Prunty will simply not be denied. 14 laps to go as Prunty leads the field. Again, Wallace is on the move, working under Schuler for 3rd, while Conrad Morgan in the black 92 has charged all the way into the top 5. Back up front, Prunty continues to lead. He and Bennett have battled all season at Slinger Superspeedway, and the pair have quickly developed quite an on-track rivalry. Coming into the night, Prunty has 3 feature wins, yet it's Bennett who maintains the point lead. The laps are winding down, and with Wallace lurking in the 3rd spot, Bennett makes charge after charge on the inside, but Prunty is too stout in that blue 42. Late in the 60-lap race, and we'll ride along again with Randy Schuler, now shown in the 5th spot. You can see just how quick these super late models tour the high bank quarter mile. Great shots from this in-car camera. Just a thrilling ride. You can hear Schuler work the gas and the brake, and you really get a sense of the speed these drivers are carrying lap after hair-raising lap. Back up front, it's all Dennis Prunty at the checkers. Bennett settles for the runner-up spot, while Josh Wallace rounds out the top 3. Our own Jim Tretow caught up with the happy winner.
Might have been just the last 15 laps at the point, but Dennis Prunty has certainly proved he had a very fast race car. Talk about that restart and getting the outside that proved to be the winning difference.
Yeah, I love the outside here. You can really hook that corner good, you know, in 1 and 2, and that's the place to be. I actually thought I had a flat tire. It was getting tight there in the middle, but I looked in my mirror and I pulled them by a car length. I thought, well, it's my race.
When you came through traffic, how do you bide your time on just now it seems to be a shorter race with 60 laps?
The truth is, I'm doing everything I can. I don't hold anything back. When I'm passing cars, I'm not taking it easy. It's everything I got every lap.
What about the fans? They love to react, whether it's cheers or boos. What do you take that to heart for?
I love it. I don't care if you're cheering or booing, but you got to make some noise. You got to be here supporting whoever it is you want to support. That's what they're here for. And I got a night like tonight. It looked like it was going to rain, and it didn't, and I'm sure glad it came out.
How about your performance this year? 4 out of 7 so far.
I don't know how to explain it. I had 1 6th-place finish. The rest all in the top 3. Everything's just going my way. Everybody else is having bad luck, but I'm sure it's going to turn around for them guys.
Enjoy the ride. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Championships, Lowell Bennett, Slinger Superspeedway, synonymous. 6 times he's won the track championship in the super late models in Lowell. That means you beat a lot of great racers. How fun is it racing here on a given Sunday at Slinger Speedway?
I'll tell you, Lowell Bennett lives for Sundays to be able to come down here and race. You know, if the weather looks threatening or whatever, it's kind of disappointing because I'll tell you what, we sure can't wait to get here every Sunday.
Lowell, you're from Neenah. There's a lot of other racetracks that are a little bit closer to home. What keeps drawing you back here on a Sunday?
Well, I came down here in 1981 and just plain got addicted the first time I went around this place. I thought that is cool. And, you know, that's never changed. There's not another feeling of any racetrack I've ever been on. I've been on a lot of racetracks.
Let's do some name dropping here. Who are the guys that you had to beat for those first 1, 2, 3 championships? And they weren't all in a row, so there's a lot of great competition. But who are the guys you like racing against and looked up to now that you get to beat on a given Sunday?
Well, I'll tell you what, Al Schill and Conrad Morgan, I mean, we have done so many laps together side by side. And, I mean, just all in all, wheel-to-wheel racing. You know, we get done at the end of the night and we meet over at the scale and shake each other's hand, and man, that was fun, you know. And when you don't have to lay a fender to somebody to move them and they don't do that to you, and it's just really makes good sportsmanship, good racing for these fans, keeps them coming back. And you know, that's what I live for. I don't like racing rough. I just like racing clean and having a lot of fun.
Thanks, Lowell. Appreciate it very much.
It's a USAC National Midget Doubleheader presented by Sun Prairie Tourism Commission Saturday, July 3rd and Sunday, July 4th at Angel Park Speedway in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Hot laps at 6 o'clock, qualifying 6:30, racing at 7:30. Go to angelpark.com for more information. When we come back, we'll bring you a brand new segment.
You could say Brian Christan is 5 for 5, coming into a Friday night at Manitowoc County Expo Speedway. The Zion, Illinois standout is riding high with 5 sprint feature wins in a row.
Well, we started out here, 3 weeks ago, and we won on a Friday, and then we won again on Saturday, which I've never doubled up like that. I don't think anybody's has. And then, we won the next week at Wilmot with the 410 car the first night out in a Triple X, which is a Chinese-made car, and it worked great. And then last week we come and we won 2 more, and here we are. We're looking for number 6 tonight.
One thing about a winning streak, everybody you race against wants to end it. Even if you're the nicest guy in the pits, there's 30 other drivers who want to take the checkered flag.
You always want to be the guy on number 1, the number 1 position at the end of the night. And, when you come to the racetrack, like Brian does, he comes to the racetrack, he has it in his head that he's going to win. And that's just the mentality you got to have. And, trying to beat that, it's hard, but, it can be done.
Coming to green in the MSA 360 Sprint feature, it's Christan and the Black 5 car on the pole, bringing the field to green. Christan leads, but this one will not be a runaway. That's Milwaukee area standout Kurt Davis in the yellow 6 car. Davis has the leader in his sights, looking to close the gap. Trouble for Ben Schmidt in the 35. A flat tire will send him to the pits. Back to green flag racing, and Lance Fossbender has the 7 car on the move. Fossbender, the son of Eastern Wisconsin legend Fuzzy Fossbender, is running 4th. As the laps wind down, Christan will work traffic and take his 6th feature win in a row, with Davis a close second. Brian Christan may not listen to Sinatra, but he's getting it done his way.
You listen to hip-hop, you don't really care what anybody thinks. You do what you want to do, you say what you want, and you get a lot of enemies from that. But I am who I am, and this is who I am. And whether you like me or not, I win races.
In Manitowoc, I'm Bill Holland with a local lap extra.
To find out more on the local racing scene when it comes to the print side of things and a magazine, a brand new magazine is out now called Full Throttle Magazine, and it's coming to a racetrack near you. Joining us is the editor of Full Throttle Magazine, Bert Lehman. Bert, thanks for coming on the program, and tell us how it all got started.
Well, I've been a race fan all my life, and I've been involved in local racing in a variety of different ways. And my goal with the magazine is to promote local racing, because I don't feel that they get the credit that they deserve. And so I suggested it to our company, and they liked the idea, so we're committed to doing 5 issues this summer.
A 24-page, full-color magazine. That's a lot of work for yourself. How many other folks are helping you on the program?
Joe Vertigan writes a weekly or a column in every issue of the magazine, and then he also does some driver profiles in the magazine. Otherwise, besides our sales staff, I'm a one-man show.
Now, I understand you have a Facebook account. That's probably the best way to get a hold of you guys right now.
Right now, yes, that is the best way to get a hold of us. We have a Facebook account. Just search under Full Throttle. And We'll keep everybody updated as to the issues and what's upcoming. We'll give sneak peeks as to who's going to be profiled. And if anybody is out of the area and still want to get the magazine, we are, for $10, they can subscribe to it and get all 5 issues.
And Bert Lehman, thanks for taking a few minutes of your time. We appreciate you coming on the local app. And to find out more, you can find it in print at the racetrack.
Promotional consideration has been provided by Big Game Tree Stands, Scottfield Builders, and by Ray Graphics. Post-production facilities for the local app are provided by Caveman Productions.